let's go over where to meet women for specific age groups in your city. This is something that I got a question from one of my Patreon subscribers, and I thought, why not also make a video on it to answer the question so that way it could be helpful to some other guys out there. And I'm going to go right into it and say if you were like 18, 19, and 20, and you're looking for a girl that is around your age, then consider whether or not there's a university or college in your city because that's going to be the focal point for where you may want to hang out in those areas. Let's say that you aren't in college, you don't attend a university, but you are around these ages, or at least you're looking for a woman that is around the lower age range between like 18 to 23. Then think about all the different areas that are surrounding the university. These are the places you want to hang out. And this doesn't mean that you have to go to nightclubs and bars if you are not that type of person. Of course, it's not going to make sense for you to do that if that doesn't fit with who you really are. The type of women you meet there aren't going to fit with you. But you have to start thinking a little bit deeper about the area and where these women would hang out. For instance, in my city, there is a popular university here, so that means there are tons of things around that area because the university brings money to the city. There are a ton of things to do all around. So, for instance, for me, whenever I have free time or on a weekend, what I do is I'll hang out in places that are in the downtown area because that's where the university is. The type of women that are younger and more attractive and fit are going to be out doing things during the daytime, and they're going to go to places like parks. For instance, I would go to a park and go for a walk or something like that, go by the lake, things like that. It's places that are downtown, go by the river and chill out and do something there. If you have a dog, you bring your dog with you because that can be a conversation starter. It's very simple. You have to think about what is surrounding the college area, not so much, oh, there are only bars there and people going club. What about the women that go out in the daytime? Think about all those different areas. Women do eat out a lot. The common young woman probably does. So think about the types of restaurants they like to go to. Like brunch restaurants is something very popular here where people like to share the idea that they went somewhere for brunch. So if you just scope out, you try some breakfast restaurants or some brunch restaurants down in your downtown area if that's where your college university is located. But think about anything around that area. That's where you want to start getting familiar with events that are going on there. This is something you got to learn how to do because think about once you get the woman, let's just say you do finally meet the woman, and it's something I'm going to talk about more in a whole nother video. What are you going to do? You're going to have to learn how to find these places anyway. You're going to have to learn how to find interesting places and things to do that she would possibly be interested in. So you already have a foot up, a leg up on this because you're doing it before you even meet the girl. So you got to start learning to do these things anyway, going to these places. And that's why I say learning how to find events is literally one of the biggest things. So for me, let's say you have Facebook, I have Facebook. If you have Facebook, some type of social media like that, learn how to research the events that are happening in your city. Facebook has an events tab or page or something that shows you local events. It shows you when certain things are happening. It shows you even if you want to travel to another city for the weekend, it's going to show you some events that those Facebook groups and pages have posted up there or event organizers. Learn to use certain things like this, or maybe if you even have to download another app for your city that shows local events, learn how to find these events because it makes it so easy. If you go and choose an event that you're interested in, it's pretty much self-explanatory. When you get to the event, the type of person, the type of woman that you're going to meet is going to be interested in the same thing because they are at the same type of event. And it's going to be easier to talk to that type of woman because you're already interested in the same thing. You don't have to think about really how to start conversations as much. You don't have to think about how to carry it on because you start finding that you probably have more things in common, and then you can share some other things that aren't so common but is interesting about each other. And finding events, going to parks or lakes, rivers, anything around the area for younger women. And if you don't know where younger women hang out, you could really pay attention to social media. You have if you don't have any social media, I don't know what to say, but if you have social media, pay attention to the women that are already on your friends list or that you're following in your area. They post where they're at. Not saying you stalk them, but you just pay attention to the type of places these younger women hang out, and you just have to put yourself in these areas. So, like I said, think about where they hang out, learn how to find events you're actually interested in, and go to those events. Eventually, you're going to find somebody that's interesting there, or you will end up talking to somebody. Um, just you got to try it out. You got to put yourself out there. You got to put yourself in situations to be able to talk to women. And overall, it's all just practice. No matter where you go, you should just get into the habit of having conversations with people in general. And that will be another video that I'm going to make about how to turn small talk into deep talk, because that's usually what you want to do in order to connect with people, and especially women, if you want to, wouldn't say raise their level of attraction to you, but it's order to make sure they stay attached to you once they are kind of interested in you. So that is something I'll make another video on, but we're gonna wrap it up and stop there.